President, distinguished audience, it's my privilege to address you. And today, together with the Ukrainian President, we want to show our unity and to send a clear signal that Ukrainian President, together with the Ukrainian government, are committed on its way for reforms. We definitely need sweeping reforms. We did something. Am I happy with everything we did? Not yet. But we need to have this reform agenda for the future. Ukrainian president a few days ago unfolded the strategy for Ukraine with the clear-cut aims and clear-cut goals. Ukrainian government already passed an action plan, what needs to be done. And we already showed to you what we did. First of all, I want to underline that the key priority for us was the IMF loan. Not the loan, but the IMF program and the program with the World Bank. We are back on track in terms of our mutual cooperation. We passed a number of very complex, not very popular, but extremely important reforms that were needed on this way to meet the PC that were set by the IMF and the World Bank. We passed a number of austerity packages. We overhauled the public sector. We minimized the public expenditures for the public sector. We sent to the Parliament, together with the President, a number of anti-corruption legislation. We urged the Parliament, and we believe that in our joint endeavor to pass a new tax reform, to pass budgetary law, and to pass a new tax reform. We need to decrease the number of taxes and increase the base for the taxation. We do understand that this is very difficult to find a mutual solution. And it's, on the one hand, we need to find the solution where everyone is happy with this. On the other hand, it's really not an easy job. But if we communicate, if we try to facilitate tax incentives for business and tax ambitions for the Ukrainian government, we can find a joint solution. What kind of challenges, the key challenges we have for today? The first one is war. And Ukraine is heavily affected with the war. It's difficult to attract international investors having Russian tanks attracted on your soil. The second one is corruption. And that's the reason why the President, together with the government and the Speaker of the House, called an emergency session of the Ukrainian Parliament. We tried to pass an anti-corruption package, probably in the first reading, because we do understand that for some corrupted public MPs, it's difficult to tackle with the corruption. But that's the reason why we need to have snap parliamentary elections and the new government. The new government which is committed to reforms and which is capable of doing reforms. It's not enough to have the will or just to say that we want to implement reforms. We need to have the professional, committed, with a high IQ and with an impressive record, new Ukrainian government. So on this way, we are facing a number of challenges, but on the other hand, this is always an option. An option to change the country, an option to improve an investment climate, an option to tackle corruption, an option to invest into Ukraine, and an option to make Ukraine as one of the key European states. Despite the fact that we do understand all complications, we have a strong political will, and we will execute everything what was promised. Promised on Maidan and promised to the Ukrainian people, and everything that people of Ukraine expect. We have another challenge, last but not least, this is the energy one. And I would like to inform you that we are seeking for an interim solution as Ukraine brought to court Russian Gazprom. but we are seeking for an interim solution. On the one hand, Ukrainian Naftogaz issued a pledge for the interim court decision in Stockholm. On the other hand, today we have a trilateral consultations on the level of EU, Ukraine, and Russia over an interim deal. So two options are on the table. The first one is interim verdict of the Stockholm Arbitration Court. Another one is an interim deal. But in any case, we expect to have the final solution of Stockholm Arbitration Court. But again, energy is a challenge, and energy is an option to make changes and to have an energy efficiency policy, to invest into Ukrainian energy sector, and the parliament passed the bill which allows international investors to participate in the ownership of Ukrainian gas transmission system. And in this way, to decrease the dependence on Russian gas and to increase our energy independence and energy efficiency. So we are ready for a Q&A session to have an open, frank, and even tough discussion. Thank you.